Hey there, team. Welcome to... Oh! Oh! Well, this is good. This is good. Wait, is it? Where is it? What is this? Oh, it is Thran's. Okay, it is Thran's with Souls. Good. Oh, well, that's fine. No, I did, I recorded one. I was like, oh, wait. Yeah, no, I recorded a thing. I was like, oh, this is going to be the final Thranduil's Halls. But no, okay, well, I suppose not. This is the final Thranduil's Halls, maybe. Of the old Thranduil's Halls, of course. So, Thranduil's Halls is one of these maps that are getting, you know, a brand new version of it for the way in 0.98, which I'm sure everybody has seen by now. So it's nice to, you know, reminisce with the old one. So yeah, this will probably be the last one I record on the old Thranduil's Halls. But anyway, so we have a Colonel Squeaks. Yes, it's Colonel Speak. Sorry. Not Colonel Squeaks. So he's got Cardolan today. I love Cardolan. I certainly do. Cardolan on a siege attack is a bit scary, but we'll see how this goes. I have a lot of faith in him. He knows what he's doing. So he's got his Greenway Garrison Spearmen, his Greenway Garrison Archers, his Dunedain Captains, RIP my boys, but no armor for them, no armor upgrade for the boys. Why? Of course, Dunedain Captains are now, they're still existing, but they are mounted in the new version. I'm going to stay at 1 time, so no, let's go at 0.7 speed for now. He's got his bandits there, Menheria sharpshooters, spearmen, and men-at-arms, looks like. Lots of these Greenway Garrison spears and footmen. Over here, more Menheriath men-at-arms, a second Dunedain Captains, which is a good idea. You can take 2 of them before you go into the red limit. Do we have Tharbad Warhammers? I'm not seeing them. Oh, there they are. Yeah, we do have Tharbad Warhammers tucked in amongst the fighters, which is good because I believe our opponents are Angmar, so we definitely do want that AP. Next to me, we've got Ricky Beagle here playing as Gondor. He's got his Marksman Kirandros. I'm going to have to go to 0.5 speed for now because we're moving up. Citadel Guard there, of course, currently without their javelins. They in 0.97, they do not have those. Gondor Militia Infantry with no armor upgrade. They are in full on sort of just browns and leathers and so on. Wardens of the White Tower along with them. Ravenhelms of Kirandros. Some civilians, again, a unit that we don't have access to. Nimlothian Honor Guard. Fountain Guard with their phalanx situation. No longer their sort of monster destroying ways of the future. Pelagar Marines. Gondorian Archers, Ravenhelms again, Citadel Guard, Gondorian Infantry without any armor upgrade. Interesting, Ricky. The Pelagar Marines there, Axmanal Sanak. Okay, cool, yeah. So Gondor, of course, is a faction that is always quite impressive in a siege, but in the new version 0.98, Gondor is very, very powerful in a siege. They've definitely received a lot of focus in this version. So yeah, they've gone from being pretty dang good in the siege to being really, really good in the siege. So it'd be nice to sort of go back and see how they used to be faring. Arthedain next to him with the double armor upgraded Evandom spears, or maybe single? No, I think double. Double armor upgraded Arthedain men at arms. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that Arthedain has gone heavier into the armor than Gondor, which is a bit odd today. Arthedain pikes there without an armor upgrade. See, this is the weird thing. I would have definitely armoured them up before I would have armoured up the men-at-arms. Fornosteran Knights is an interesting shout for the attackers. Enuminous Gate Guards. This is Winnow playing, of course. So he's got his Dismounted Knights of Enuminous, Wardens of the North, Arthedain men-at-arms, Arthedain Archers, and the Evandom Archers next to them. So a good bit of archer power. Quite a lot of armoured up infantry, but yeah, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully, I mean, the archers are going to be able to do a lot of damage outside, but we'll see what happens when they get inside. Oh, sorry, this isn't Angmar, this is Rhudaur, at least on one of the defenders. We've got Red Knight here, armour upgraded Rhudaur Clansmen. Alongside them, we've got some Rhudaur Marksmen, again without their spears that they have now, just sort of standard swords that they pull out. 8 more Troll Hunters there, more armor upgraded Rhudaur Clansmen down here. The Black Wolves, Herendine Berserkers, more of these Rhudaur Swordsmen. I mean, I always take the Rhudaur Swordsmen, I just like them a lot. But we are going to hopefully have a bit of axe power coming from here and there. More Rhudaur swordsman from Red Knight. His ally is Angmar, so we've got Farkin here with this armor upgraded pike line, alongside armor upgraded Guardians of Cardoon. That's going to be very, very difficult to break our way through. Rhudaur clansmen, more Rhudaur clansmen, goodness me. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Rhudaur clansmen from Red Knight, which is nice. I mean, it's a very high damage spear, but even with that armor upgrade, they are still very, very light in armor. The hammer guard there from Angmar for Farkin, with an armor upgrade. Scourge Raiders with an armor upgrade, I'm pretty damn sure. That's 2 Scourge Raiders armor upgraded. Over here, more Guardians with that armor upgrade. I'm going to keep repeating that. Angmar Marauders there, and Angmar Halberds. We've got the Black Guard behind them. So this is really quite a high quality Angmarim force. Which this is a 3v2 siege. So, you know, it's, we do definitely have a lot of money to play around with as defenders. But, I'll be interested to see what the actual numbers are at the end of this. But it does really look like Rhudaur is going to be making up the numbers, whereas then Angmar is going to be the real elites. And yeah, you can see that Angmar seems to be sending their troops back. Don't know about sending those trolls back here. I think the trolls are maybe better off, because they can be quite fast anyway. I think I'd want them close to the front lines, just so that I could react to a situation if it came up. Gundabad Guard. Okay, yeah, so Farkin's bringing a lot of stuff back quite early on, which I think is maybe a little bit risky. I like to I like to maybe keep my stuff around here-ish, say, so that they can still rush forward if a situation calls for it. We'll go to 1 times speed here. I think there's going to be a good bit of shuffling going on, but I just didn't want to miss this. If somebody starts opening fire from the defending side, if they see something tasty, I definitely wouldn't be opening up on the Citadel Guard, not from the front. If I could get a rear shot on the Citadel Guard that I would be pretty confident I'm not missing, I'd go for that. Because those Citadel Guard are going to be very, very important, especially up against the armor-upgraded lines of Angmar. Rhudaur doesn't really care, but it's going to be important that Red Knight is countering the things that are going to be messing up his ally. Gondor's really leading the way at the start, which I think is quite a good idea. Normally it would be, but I mean, Ricky Beagle's armor, he's not gone too deep into the armor upgrades, so yeah. Cardolan coming in behind him, not really got the same morale, but yeah, still a lot of armor, a lot of good numbers there. Be interested to see how Ricky uses the civilians. We do have Wardens of Tir Gorthad there. So I do quite like this, quite thematic. Of course, maybe not so much thematic happening in Thranduil's halls, but this could be some other little Rhudaur forest holdout that the Angmarim and Rhudaur forces have been backed into, and the Gondor, Arthedain, and Cardolan are trying to, well, the remnants of Arthedain and Cardolan joining the Gondorian relief forces to try and flush them out. So it does, at least right now, it looks like Ricky's going to be the first attacker to be moving in. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case, or if somebody's just going to be moving past him. Defenders don't really have any cavalry, not that I've seen. You know, we do have Angmar. You probably wouldn't want to take a unit of wargs, but the Rhudaur Arthedain nobles, even say because you can't get them anymore, those Dunman Outriders, but I think you can get them still in this version. You can maybe do some good work with them. Oh, we do have shots going off. Yeah, I thought I heard the whistling of arrows, so we'll start from here. Marksman opening up. I may end up lowering the quality of the trees at some point. Now, that's not really for any lag purpose. That's just for helping us sort of see what's going on under the trees. But for now, we'll keep it up. There were some shots taken, but I'm seeing some falling. It looks like he just wanted to kind of give Ricky Beagle's archers a quick volley, just to sort of let them know, hey, yeah, you're in range. You know, we can shoot you. We can shoot you when you want. But if I was Ricky, then that's exactly what I want. I want you to be shooting at my archers. Shoot at my archers when they're all spread out like that. When you're shooting up and over, perfect. Do not shoot my clumped up infantry forces in the back later on in the fight. Looks like Colonel is going to be... Oh, no. Goodness me, it's a lot of archers for the attackers. This is the thing that's a little bit scary to me. If the defenders pull back quite early, then I think this is going to be very, very frightening for the attackers, because they're not going to be able to use their archers to anywhere near the effect that they need them. Sorry, any pauses? I just me sort of taking a quick gulp of tea. Looks like we are maybe going to be having our first clash here. Greenway Garrison Spears toe-to-toe with the Rhudaur clansmen. That's not going to be a good fight for the Greenway Garrison Spears, but maybe if we've got something like the Gondorian infantry coming in behind them, that makes it definitely a bit nicer. Even up against sort of a tightly packed unit of Gondorian, or sorry, Rhudaur clansmen. These Rhudaur swordsmen would come in to then, you know, definitely spin that way back into the evil forces' favour. Over here again, yeah, Greenwood Garrison Spears look like they're just being used to sort of plug the gaps right now. Shots being taken. Ricky Beagle opening up into poor little Stagger boys. And into the Angmar Marauders. Certainly wouldn't want to be shooting the front of Angmar Marauders in a normal situation, but because of, again, how much arrow fire the attackers have today, they can be very free with their arrows. Now, I think they were going for the Snagga Archers, just trying to whittle them down. They'll be inflicting a tremendous amount of casualties on a unit like that. Snagga Archers going to be opening up. Nope, cancelling their shots. Just getting us excited for that, but no. They decided to hold back just before firing. And over here, Marksman of Kirandros even, so we're getting some good quality archers opening up. Not that Gondor archers are bad by any stretch. Perfect Angmar halberds, that's very nice. Yeah, if we can get some shots into the Angmar halberds, I'd be chuffed to bits with that. So yeah, I would certainly use my Marksman of Kirandros or something like that. And those Marksman of Kirandros, very, very impressive in melee after they've used up their ammunition, so yeah, certainly not a bad thing. It's all the units like the standard Gondor archers and the Greenway Garrison archers. That's what I'm kind of worried about when they use up their ammo. They're not really going to be anywhere near as effective. This is a cool shout. I really like this from Ricky, sending in those swordmasters first. This is a great counter to the likes of the Rhudaur clansmen, who are just, I know it says defeat is certain right now, but I think this is a good use of those Ravenhelms. And I'm chuffed to bits he's managed to get them this close to the front line without taking any range damage from them. So that's very cool. It's very bold to use something like that this early, but I think this is a good match for them, because they do have that. They've got that defensive skill to really just knock away a lot of that high attack value from the Rhudaur forces, and that great armor value as well. So that's just super duper. And they're getting backed up by some Gondor infantry who are shaken right now. That's very odd. Maybe, yeah, I don't know why. Okay, he's fixed it now. I don't know what was causing them to be shaken. Maybe, I think they're getting shot in the back. Maybe even getting shot by some of their own guys who are shooting up and over. I'm going to turn down the graphics of these trees for a little bit. That's vegetation. So it doesn't look very nice, but I'll turn it back up shortly. I just wanted to have a quick gander at the battlefield, just so we can really get a true idea of like what's in here. Goodness sake, that's looking pretty beefy. We do have a lot of troops set up in here. No artillery from either side, which is allowing people to be a lot more free, but we do have to watch out for like the likes of the Witchers. Angmar's got quite an expensive army. We didn't see the Witchers, but they do also have quite a small army, so maybe the Witchers are tucked in somewhere, hiding in amongst the Blackguard perhaps. That could be where they were tucked in. So they're not there anymore if that's where they were. Yeah, well, we'll try to keep our eyes out for them, but yes, even though they don't have any artillery, we do need to still be mindful of clumping up too much. Let's get those trees looking nice again, eh? So yeah, that'll be... but that's allowing us to really just sort of make full use of this space and get as many guys as we want tucked in. I'm quite surprised that we're only engaging on one section of the battlefield right now, but... I mean, it's not a terrible thing, because it's sort of going okay for the attackers. I know it says defeat is certain. Whoa! That was a volley and a half, wasn't it? That was 8 more Troll Hunter volleys. Going into who, though? Can we see that again? Going into... Oh, the captains! Ouch! Yeah, those captains from Colonel just coming and trying to make sure that his men stay in line, give them that morale buff, but... good eyes from Red Knight there. Just bringing some of them down. Yeah, looks like Colonel was going to try and pull them out, get them away, but I prefer this idea of, yeah, just maybe get them stuck in. Because, oh dear, that's a shame. Good catch there from Red Knight for sure. And, yeah, some good cost-effective fire. But as for the defensive line as a whole, it's looking a bit dicey for the Rhudaur forces. This is really where I think you need some armor piercing. Maybe the likes of some sort of Rhudaur axemen. Now, I do often say that you don't need Rhudaur axemen because Rhudaur swordsmen have such a high attack value that it kind of makes up for it. But this is maybe a situation where I would want some. 8 more troll hunters coming forward now. Damn shame to see them out of ammunition, but as I say, I think they've done some good work, and perhaps this is what we need here. They're not going to rack up a massive amount of kills there, but they're going to do some good damage, and they're going to hold the line very, very well. In comparison to most Rhudaur forces, they do wear some decent armor, and they've got some defensive skill. Because you've got to keep in mind that's the two problems with Rhudaur. It's not just they don't wear armor, they also don't worry about defending themselves. They've got very low defensive stats. So, but something like the 8 more troll hunters does, because it's got a spear and because they're a little bit, you know, they're used to dodging trolls, so they're okay with that. Over here we've got Winnow. He's spread a little bit more thin, and he's sort of by himself, which is a bit scary because he's got a much larger area to attack. You would maybe want to see him reinforced with some Gondorians. Or, well, some Cardolan forces, depending on how we're sort of splitting up these attack, you know, these various points. Sometimes when you've got 3 attackers, everybody will just pick, like, okay, I'll go right, you go middle, you go left. And maybe that's what we're doing, but we're seeing some Cardolan-Gondorian alliance on the left side. So I would hope to see Arthedain getting some backup over here, because he does have some tough units to fight. Those armor-upgraded Guardians of Cardolan are just not going to be easy to chew through. These Evendom spears, they've got 2 armor upgrades, so they are really quite nicely armored. But, or, see, I need to maybe have a look. I don't know if that's 1 or 2. So with that, they are, but they're still just a militia unit in terms of their attack values and so on. Lumbermen coming forward. See, maybe those lumbermen. Perhaps it's quite early, but I'd be tempted to send those lumbermen in there because that just provides. You know, at the end of the day, if you lose them, it's like, oh, well, shit, that's a unit of lumbermen gone. But that's just providing a bit of AP, a bit of high damage to the Arthedain forces that are really lacking that right now. Over here at Red Knight, yeah, now that you're seeing those captains involved in the action, so, oh no, that's just the captain of the Menheriath Men-at-Arms. The Dunedain captains are stuck in the fight, though, and there isn't anything dealing with them. Yeah, I mean, those Dunedain captains are going to be gone by the end of this engagement. But I'm a big fan of using your elites quite early. Like, not all of them. I'm not saying throw all of your elites into the fray right off the bat, but I'm a big fan of trying to get that done. Now, let me just, because I'm a little bit scared of something. I really hope that my mic is turned around the right way. Let me just 1 second. Yeah, it is, good. Because if my mic's turned around the wrong way, then I'm going to be sounding a bit strange, but I think it's turned around the right way. Anyway, so, Greenwood Garrison Spears here, loving that engagement, good stuff. As are the Men-at-Arms pushing around the right side. So, that's going alright. What are we at percentage-wise? 15 for, oh wow, ouch. So I was thinking this was going really quite nicely for the attackers. I mean, that's not bad at all. That's really, I mean, 16 for 11 is really not a bad thing. For this stage in a fight. You know, the attackers really only close the distance, like, they only close the distance after about 50% most of the time, you know. Even later than that, you often see it looking really badly for the attackers, or looking really bad for the attackers all the way up until about 60-70%, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, this has changed. So we'll see if that how that goes for them here. Yeah, we cannot. What I'm just worried about is getting an Arthedain break, because if we, oh dear, that's coming to their left side. Oh no, that's good. Well, that's good. That's good for the attackers. Yeah, left side. Sorry, my brain broke for a second. So those Scourge Raiders are getting into their armor. They're not breaking the armor value, and they're not ignoring that shield. So that's very good for the Arthedain forces. But we need some backup here. Pellagar Marines from Ricky, that's good to see, but I mean, I'd love some sort of infantry coming forward. I don't really know what I'd send. I don't really know. Don't really know what I'd want up there. I say, well, I'd maybe want a lumberman. You know, I'd say it's a bit crazy, but yeah, I never really take lumbermen as Cardolan. But yeah, no, they might be what we need here. But saying that, maybe we're okay just to be struggling on that side for a little bit longer because we're about to bust this open. Red Knight's not really been reinforcing it too actively, but maybe he's happy enough. Maybe he thinks we pushed down a little bit too deep. Let us lose a bit of ground. No, okay, no, he's decided to send this unit of Rhudaur Swordmen. That's a beefy unit. 200 boys just suddenly arriving on the front line. Trollshaw Axe Throwers coming on forward now. With, again, another unit of fresh Rhudaur clansmen in behind. He's really gone heavy on those Rhudaur clansmen, which is cool to see, just because it's something I don't really do. I'm lucky if I'm taking 2 Rhudaur clansmen to an engagement, so it's quite nice to see an awful lot of them being thrown on in here. We've got a nasty break there, just 39, but it's not nice, it's not nice. Yeah, as I say, Arthedain's definitely going to end up with a far lower kill count than everybody else here, but that's just because of what he's going to tow with here. Even the Blackguard are involved. We need an elite unit of our own to come in and try and handle this. Because right now, Winnow's just grinding away, which is not a bad thing to do as an attacker. It's not all about getting the kills. Sometimes grinding away is just what you do. Ouch, that's a damn shame. That was 67 boys when they broke, I think. And we're going to move on in now. The Angmarim tide is going to be pushing in and just causing continued damage to these boys. Let me just take a quick screenshot again just to make sure I don't forget. And yeah, we're going to be pushing them all the way down the hill. We do have pikes arriving now, but I worry that this is maybe a little bit too steep for those pikes to be used to their full effectiveness. I would really want an elite involved here. The lumbermen are not going to cut it anymore. We need those Wardens of the White Tower or Nimlothian Honor Guard. I would want something like that sent forward. Whichever I don't have my general in, basically. Banditos coming in. Javelins. Some of them hitting those shields, but we're actually getting quite a lot of them into those pikes. Fantastic from Colonel, very good. Yeah, no, a lot of that is actually getting eaten up by the shields. But I mean, hey, bandits, they're quite cheap, so you want to make sure you get those javelins used up. Of course, you primarily sort of taking them for the javelins, but after that, that's now just 183 guys that he can throw on in that can, they can go toe to toe with some of these lower tier units, maybe. Or at least they can wear them down and grind them for a bit. Rhudaur clansmen, they're down to 55. How's that? That fresh unit is still doing pretty damn well, still at 196. And these Cardolan forces are exhausted. They're fighting uphill every swing they make. Because they're technically fighting uphill, that's wearing them down, that's tiring them out a lot faster than somebody fighting downhill is getting tired out. That's one of the big issues with sort of fighting up and downhill, is just the exhaustion. And of course, once you get exhausted, your melee defense is going down. You're starting to, you're getting gutted quite quickly, which that's something we're really relying on when we're dealing with such high value attackers, or high value attacks. Axes coming flying forward, but it's Wardens. It was the Wardens again. I was wondering. I was like, why are we throwing our axes into the Gondor Militia infantry, my lord? But no, it's the Wardens of the White Tower. Taking that fire. Looks like Ricky is going to be sending them on in here just to try and sort this out, which again I don't know if we've got an elite to counter over here. Those Portunan captains I think are long dead, so having an elite unit just to come in and continue the grind is a very good thing. I would have loved to have seen an elite getting sent over to the right side though. I think that's really where we need them, because those Angmarim are just still really enjoying this fight. The Angmar Marauders are getting gutted. You're seeing that one of them's been taken down to 19 guys, but it's these halberds, it's the armor upgrading guards at Cardolan. It's just, we've got these. So the problem is these guys have already broken once. These were the guys that I think they routed when they had like 67. I'm surprised so many of them actually managed to make it away, but they were already wavering before they even reached the lines now. I would have kept these guys out of the fray for a little bit. Just let them get their energy, let them cool themselves off and chill out, and then I would have sent them on in. Dismounted Knights, you see, this is maybe something we need. We need an elite in there. Maybe that's bait. Maybe he's got his Witchers just ready to burn some elite units, but at this point I think we need something in there. We have started pushing the centre of the line now, though. That's definitely good to see. That's going to just be pulling the attention away. There's a lot you can see. I like that big circle you can see on the minimap, that big circle of reserve troops, but it's not limitless. It's certainly not limitless. Those javelins are coming forward now, right into the Tharbad Warhammers. Dearie me. It's, of course, the old unit model of the Tharbad Warhammers. Very, very pretty. I do like it. I like the way it sort of matches a lot of the other Tharbad models. But you cannot deny how gorgeous the new Tharbad Warhammer model is in 0.98. So, but it is nice to see the old ones popping up, and a good use of javelins to try and bring them down. As much as I would have maybe preferred to see the Tharbad Warhammers being used somewhere else against more heavily armoured units. Looks like those captains didn't all die. We still have 14 of them left, which is a good idea to pull them out so they're still providing that morale buff. Very powerful but quite short range morale buff that the captains provide, so getting them out of there is quite a good thing. That is a unit of captains, so we do have another unit of captains that has been settling in here, yet continuing to grind their way through Red Knight Swordsmen. Clansmen coming on here to try and answer to that. And we are, I mean, running out of reserves over on this end. What are we at percentage-wise? 39 for 29. That's a bit scary now. That's actually quite scary for the attackers. You know, I'm certainly not game over by any stretch. You know, I've seen attackers climb their way back from far worse than this. But 10% difference is definitely when we're starting to get a little bit scared as an attacker. But we've got a lot of arrows coming in. We might be able to still sort of be switching this. Good, Ricky's got some Gondorians in there backing up Arthedain. Out of ammunition archers coming in here just to extend the grind. But as I say, we don't just need to extend the grind, we need something powerful here. And I just don't know if we've got it. I don't know if we've received that. Yeah, because these Angmarim are loving this engagement. This is just perfect for them. But still, they're starting to tire. Definitely starting to tire, and there isn't much in the way of reserves for them. What have we got here? Angmar halberds coming in. It's the halberds we just can't sort out. We can't really do anything against them. It's very tricky. Scourge Raiders here, nicely positioned. How's the push in the centre going still? Looks like I saw a little blue cape. Did those no, those Tharbad Warhammers did not return. Now this centre push is really where we want those pikes being used, because it's very flat. You know, we don't have to worry about this sort of steepness issue you get a lot of the time. Those lumbermen throwing themselves into the fray. Up against those Guardians of Cardolan is quite nice. Of course, it's a tough fight for the lumbermen, but at least you know every swing is going to be hurting somebody. As long as you get through melee defense. Grooming Arson Spears. Again, I just don't know. What we saw a lot of toward the end of 0.97 was like very high quality attacking armies. You know, people were moving away from using quite, you know, like large scale armies and shrinking them more and more. And it's not something that I was ever really a big fan of. Because it's quite scary to use, because if something goes wrong, it's game over immediately. But that's something that we definitely don't have on the field today. Those javelins coming in, hitting the Black Wolves, looks like that's what they were going for. Black Wolves, of course, not really relying on armour, but just being really quite effective in that fight. They have 2 hit points, they do have melee defense, and they're very, very damaging. So bringing them down in however you possibly can do it is a good shout. So the bandits just being used for that. Cardolan down to 50% of their boys. Cardolan definitely did bring the swarm, so seeing them drop down to 50% is very, very scary. Now, Tharbad Warhammers are back in the fight now. They've not managed to reach the front line, but at least they are mixed in amongst everything. Do we still have Scourge Raiders set up? No, we don't. We have Rhudaur marksmen just waiting for their chance. How is this push on the right side? I'd say this is just where things are just not going too well for the attackers. But the defenders have pushed down a little bit too deep on this side, and that is just allowing archers to rinse them. Which, and that every shot is coming into the right side as well, so those shields mean nothing. But yeah, no, that's very, very cool. Excited to see how that goes down, and it's good for the attackers to actually just have a chance to use their archers, and use their archers effectively. Because that's just, really, I mean, it's something we really, really need from the attackers right now. What are we at? 57 for 39. Ouch. Now, what we can definitely sort of wonder here is when will the defenders when will the defenders pull back, and even if they'll pull back, because right now the percentage marks are going very much in their favor, so they might be willing to just stay out here and engage as they are. Normally what I like to play by is the whole sort of 50% rule, which is not falling back to the final position on Thranduil's Hall until you have, as I say, passed that 50% mark. We do have no armor upgrade for the gatekeepers here. Of course, this is their old model. This is replaced in the new version, and that is a brutal shot that they've got just into these Angmarim forces. As I say, at this point, as an attacker in general, you're always going to take... You're going to take whatever shot you can get. It doesn't have to be the best shot in the world. Sometimes you just have to take the shot. And it looks like that's sort of what they're doing there, even though that's not a bad one to take. Something that I am a bit sad about losing is the captain of this Tharbad model. I think he looks really, really cool. In addition to that, it's losing the captain of the Wardens of Tir Gorthad. Oh, both of them being very, very... they're definitely models I would like an awful lot, so... of course, the new versions of them looking absolutely stunning, but yeah, it's just sad to see these things go. Over here, doing the captain is still down to 31, or still up at 31, as they're slashing through Red Knight's troops. Gulp down some more tea. So yeah, it's a bit scary, but what do we have? What do we have in reserve, eh? Citadel Guards still. Pelgar Marines there, probably still with some good javelins just to go. Fountain Guard, very much. Gondor is just, I have a problem and I don't know what to do. Get the Fountain Guard in there, probably going to fix it for you. Whether that's a defense, an attack, or whatever the case may be, just get the Fountain Guard in there. A Numinous Gate Guard there, exceptional pike unit, more than capable of dealing with the Witch Realm pikes. Forest Outpost Knights can actually be used. Is that 2 units off them? Or is that just one big unit? No, that's 2 units of Forest Outpost Knights. I just don't know what we're going to be able to do with those boys. Nimlothian Honor Guard. So we do have a lot of elites, unarmor upgraded veterans of Osgiliath there. That's where I pop my general, but of course I tend to give them the armor upgrades. So we'll see what can come of them. But as I say, what we're looking for here really is, say, if we get a bust open through that line, if we can get those knights through any of these positions, if we can just get the knights in, then we can really pull this back quite quick. And those Angmarim, they can't last forever, especially with the amount of firepower that's been going into the Angmar. I think a lot of those exceptional, I don't want to call them elite, but those very, very high quality Angmarim mainline units, they're busted, they're gone now, they've worn themselves out, and it's this horde of Rhudaur that's having to come in and fill the gaps now, which is going to have a lot more difficulty than the Angmarim. And yeah, see these black armoured Angmarim. We still have a full unit of the Guardians there. The Hammer Guard are still healthy, and yeah, again with that full armour upgrade. So, no. Witch Realm Blackguards being cut. Yeah, they're coming around. Rodram Jabs, dearie me. Very, very tasty unit, of course. We're pushing them back. The defenders are pushing the attackers back through the centre here. The Fountain Guard they've arrived, but those Rodram Jabs are going to make their lives really, really difficult. Alongside the Warhammers of Tharbad. This is, yeah, it's the Fountain Guard. If they weren't getting yeeted at, they'd really quite enjoy this. Or not, they certainly wouldn't enjoy it, but they'd be doing a bit better than they are. Certainly where I'd be wanting to throw them. They are a halberd unit. Good. The Wardens of Tir Gorthad coming forward is a nice thing to see. We needed a high quality pike unit because those Fountain Guard, they're halberd, so they are going to be getting outranged by those Witch-Realm pikes. So we need something that can actually line up and sort of best that. Those Fraudrum Javs though, please, ooh, they're not out of ammunition. And we've got this unit of Troll Hunters arrived now. We need those Wardens of Tir Gorthad to arrive and start fighting on the front lines without suffering too much damage. Those Trolls of Gundabad have actually suffered a few casualties there. You can see they've been pulled out of the centre. I think that's a good idea. Thrown right into the middle here. Trolls in this version well, yeah, Trolls in 0.98 have become a lot more powerful in a lot of ways. Definitely able to be countered. Of course, as I mentioned before about the Fountain Guard, they are certainly a god tier troll evisceration force nowadays. So, and even in the previous version, to be honest, I'd trust the Fountain Guard to be dealing with a unit like this. But I'm not seeing anything over here that's really able to answer to this. Not quickly anyway. Okay, the Axemen of Losanak need to work their way up maybe, and then they can certainly bring some pain to those trolls. But you'd maybe even be tempted to pull the bloody Tharbad Warhammers out of there. Oh, victory is certain across these lines. No, maybe that was just a moment. But once those Wardens of Tir Gorthad get themselves set up, Green Garrison Archers just coming in to try and help them out. No, that's still going to be messy. Oftentimes, I don't really attack in the centre. When I'm attacking on this, of course, version of Thranduil's Halls, I don't even come in through the centre. I put my full focus into the east, into the right and left, and I will only really have some skirmishing going on in the centre, just sending in like a little javelin unit or just little bits and bobs, just trying to keep their attention and make sure they know I'm thinking about you. But you know, I'm not actually coming forward. Dear me, after a quick cat distraction, which I'm sure will distract me in a moment again. We've got the Nemelathian Honor Guard coming forward. Okay, that's cool to see. And a lot of this fire arrow damage, which shouldn't really bother any of our boys, so you might get a good break there. Oh, we do have javelins coming in. Get more Troll Hunter jabs, but as long as it just hits the front of the Nemelathian Honor Guard, then, you know, we can tank a bit of it. We do have a general involved over here. The Berserkers. I love you, little dude. You're a very cute cat. Yes, I will give him lots and lots of attention after I'm done. Do not worry. So, pikes. Yeah, really struggling now against this sort of Fountain Guard, Warden, Tir Gorthad line. That's really nice to see. I like the north and south bro-ship going on there. You know, pikes and halberds working together. Very good. Yeah, just got to sort the cat. So we don't really have any reinforcements here now for Red Knights. So I'd really be, you know, trying my best to kick it in high gear, see if we can get this busted open, just to make use of that cav. Like, I'd try and be speaking to Winnow and saying, like, look, maybe that makes it a bit too obvious, but Winnow needs to be ready. As soon as this breaks, as soon as we get a break from these Rhudaur swordsmen, or we can even just get a sliver of a passageway through, we need a cavalry unit to get in. Because once the defenders fall back, which at this point they are very, I feel that they deserve that, right? If that's what they want to do, then we need to be punishing them. Because once they fall back, as I say, Cav's not going to be any use in that for that final attack. Arguably, yeah, you can, if you get in and they can start running around in there, but that's not happening. That's almost impossible. So we're sliding in. We are starting to climb. You can see it's climbed back quick. And that's just all it took, was getting a little, you know, a nice archer position, getting those elites in for the fight, and really, as I say, just having to counter them with just the mainline Rhudaur forces, which are certainly not poor quality, but just not capable of dealing with it. You can see that the defenders seem to be using a lot of their important tools. Do they even have I don't think... Yeah, it looks like they're going all out for the front defense, which is... Whoa, that's a bit nerve-wracking now for the defenders. This was going very, very well for them, but I would be considering a fallback now. And I'd be trying to work out like how do we do this as best that we can, but it looks like they're going to go all out for the defense, which, I mean, maybe that's a better idea, because here we should win without anything more. They should be okay in the center. Settled Guard aren't going to win that for them. Now the right side is really where they're in danger. So here's really where they've got their difficulties now. Maybe that's where the reinforcements are coming, but it's going to be too late. I mean, we're in now, so this cavalry needs to come in. Yeah, immediately. Just to swarm these enslavers, start getting some charges on them. Yeah, just get that sorted out. Let me zoom in for a sec. Let me actually make sure I'm recording. It's just going to go black for a second. Good. That's fine. Sorry, I've been starting and stopping the recording quite a lot over the past sort of 10 minutes, so just wanted to make sure I was. Some axes. Well, I mean, this is good for the defenders, because a lot of the time you'll find you don't actually end up using your bloomin' berserker axes, so getting them into something like this is fantastic. Let me just hold my cat. No, he's running away. Sometimes if I just sit and I hold him, he's a good boy for 5 minutes. These pikes from Farkin coming on over here, as I say, I don't know if I agree with this. I think that is the Gondorian general drop, which is going to be a bit nasty, but everything that Gondor has left is very much ride or die. You know, the Ravenhelms, the Mountain Guard, you know, it's all of their the Axemen might think about bolting, but yeah. So I think, Widow, not here. We need you through the right, not through the center. The center is the Wardens are going to be doing their best there. We can't even get through the right yet, but it's very little. It's just Snaga now. To be honest, I'd take a unit of cav and just force them through. Just get them hugging around the right and just force them through, because there's a few hammer guard. Yeah, they'll hurt them, but they'll just run through. I think they should be able to make it, and then once they're inside, it's over for the defenders, I feel, because they don't really have anything to counter them, so you can just run free and just start causing damage. Cavalry's fronting up right up. Ooh, Axeman Lasanic maybe coming over to reinforce the center, perhaps. Now that this unit of pikes has arrived, that's armor upgraded pikes. It's if we can bring the defenders down onto the really sort of slanted ground, then yeah, we can remove the power of the phalanx fighting style and sort of really hurt them that way. Just because once you're on really steep terrain, you can't really get that triple rank of stabbage going on. It becomes much more of a 1v1 situation instead of a 3v1 that pikes are normally accustomed to. No. Okay, they're getting through, but Forge Jazz have got an anti-cavalry bonus, I believe they do. I'm glad we're getting them in. I'm glad we're using them, and we actually got a lot more in than I thought we did. Because the thing is, as long as these guys don't break, it's not even about like getting some immense charges going on. It's just being like, oh, the defenders are constantly like looking behind them. They're constantly like, shit, what do I have to do? Like wherever these enslavers were going, nah, ain't happening. Now the problem is, that should have been a glorious charge, but because a few of the guys are still forcing their way through, like that guy was still forcing their way through, they weren't able to get that charge off. So we need to be patient here. We really do. We need to get these guys away and just have them sit down for a minute and work their shit out, and then we can start charging, because there's no rush at all to use these guys now. They can sit and wait for 4 minutes for all we care. Over here, this engagement is not going to be going in our favor, unfortunately, for the attackers. Where's the other unit Cav though? Veterans of Osgiliath moved up, started using some of the ammunition. My cat is just like, hey little D, come on, come on. There you go. No, dude, you're fine, you're fine. He was just sitting, just like poking his nose up against my heels. So if I hold him for a little bit, just kind of calms him down. He's just a good little boy. You doing okay, Basil? You doing fine? Yes, you are. Where's that calf? Maybe lose my calf, Basil. You doing okay, Basil? Good. Oh no, I know. No. Oh. There's some vacuuming going on, so he's not loving life at the minute. Forest Knights. They're actually... Red Knight's doing a pretty good job of just sort of chasing them around. But I say I think Winno's probably just been waiting so long to use these guys. He's just so desperate to get them used, and he's just, it's causing some problems. So this Gundabad Guard coming over might actually just making a mad dash for the back lines again. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, every defender over on the right side is routing. The center's broken now. Looks like everything from the center is trying to get pulled back. And everything on the left side, I mean, there isn't really much on the left side to pull back. Those Forest Knights have come through, so now we need to be hyper-aggressive, because, I mean, even if all those knights die at this point, doesn't matter, because they're just not going to be useful in the second line, so we need to be aggressive with them now. We just need to start catching as many of these units as we can, because right now, if the defenders get all these guys into the back lines, this is going to be very, very tough to get through. Any ammunition, if we can get some shots put to these guys as they run away, then that'll be fantastic. I'm just going to remove the trees for a second, just so we can watch the cav movements. That's a break, damn it. Okay. But that's alright. They did suffer a lot of damage, these Forest Knights, and I think it was getting that unit through was one of the things that caused this break from the defenders. If that cavalry unit hadn't been running around in the back lines, I think they would have held those that outer levels for quite a lot longer. You're seeing Citadel Guard here now engaging the Frodrum Jabs. Frodrum Jabs are going to quite enjoy that fight. See, this is... I just don't think we've got any more foot archers. Veterans of Osgiliath, do you have ammo? Do. Can we just shoot anything in the back? Berserkers running away. That's interesting, yeah, we didn't have no rangers from anybody. I didn't see a single ranger unit. Because of course body piercing isn't a thing. Well, it is, but it's a very rare thing in 0.98. So it's yeah, okay, that's a break, that's good. Catching something, that was a pretty nasty sized unit. And that's the Rhudaur General going down too. That's a good little win. Veterans of Osgiliath getting some shots into the likes of the Blackwolves. That's absolutely fantastic. Some arrows coming into them. What is holding the line here? I love that. Some absolute Chadnot marksmen of Andros have tried to like just jump in and hold the line, just interrupt this retreat of the Rhudaur forces. Veterans of Gilead coming forward, they must have been sort of out of ammunition or very, very low on ammo. They had been using a good bit of it, but looks like they're just trying to engage whatever they can outside. That's probably pretty good, even if it's not incredibly favourable exchanges. It's just fighting them outside. You're at least getting an even, you know, you're getting an even fight. You're getting a flat ground fight where you're able to sort of get around them a bit. So just clashing like this is fair enough. A few Hammer Guard didn't manage to make it back. What are we at? 88 for 87. Holy smokes. So after all that, we are actually pretty close. That's a big unit of knights, though. That's quite an investment. I just don't know if we're going to be able to get that back. I'm sure if we were able to change that out for a full unit of Arthedain men at arms at this point, we maybe would. But maybe I'm a bit too much of a coward. I'm sure we can use that cavalry somehow. Blackwolves being pulled out. They are locked morale, so you can sort of just get them away from the fight like this. That's quite a lot more casualties. It's very important, guys, that we're losing there. So what do we have in the back lines now? we're just bundling up by the door. It's a bit of a, usually you've got a little bit more time to think about how you're holding this back line, but the attackers are right on our heels. So yeah, it's just gonna be a it's just gonna be a case of sit up by the door and see what they do. Now I'm sure they'll maybe organise themselves a little bit differently, because the attackers are not going to come flying on in. I say that, maybe they are. I wouldn't. I'd take a minute to organise, and I think that's why we've got quite a few frames of pause now. Because I think the attackers kind of take a second to take a breather. I mean, there's no harm in that. Who's more exhausted? The attackers are definitely a lot more exhausted, so I think you're well within your rights to just, you know, pop a squat for a minute and think. Those bandits are celebrating. Absolutely fair play, lads, but you know, there's a lot more killing still to be done. Well, this guy reloading his crossbow there. I'm assuming that's a catapult in my brain a few times. Sharpshooters moving up. It's a bit scary to see that they've still got their crossbows out. They've not been used fully yet. Because it is, arguably, you can shoot through that, can't you? You can line straight. Can you shoot straight through that? I don't even know if you can. I think that sort of does block your shots. You can get up there and sort of shoot up and over, but that's just, nah, that ain't happening. And it's also, I find that's a little bit of a poor show. Oh, those Gondabad Guard have got some armor upgrades. You can see the dwarven aesthetic to them. A lot of these dwarven shields, dwarven helmets being used. It's quite cool to pop some armor upgrades on them for that. Okay, we're getting stuck in. We are not waiting. But those exhausted Lothian Honor Guard, as much as I love them, that is not going to go in their favour at all. Sorry about a little bit of messing up there as we were zooming in and out. No, oh dear. Ugh. So you can see from the balance of power, the attackers, I think they still have the power to get this done. But they've got to be clever about it. They're going to have to be clever about it and just come in together. I mean, that's not a very thick line. It's a lot of berserkers, but berserkers, I mean, they're not really built to hold the line. They're built to do a lot of damage, but you could maybe sort of bust them through. The pikemen, that's still a heavy unit of pikes. The Gondabad Guard coming to shore up the line pretty quick. And a few Black Wolves, but that's it. Nothing more to really throw at them. I'm sure there's not any Witchers tucked in. I'm sure they would have popped up. So this is, I certainly think it's fair enough to just sit and relax for a minute. I'm going to jump 2 times speed for a second. Oh, no, we're not doing that. The veterans are coming in, and now they're coming out. See, Ricky, we can't be doing this. If we're coming in, we got to be going for it. We all got to be going for it. We can't be, this has really got to be a last push situation. 2 sharpshooters there. Gatekeepers, I mean, they'll be exceptional when they actually get into melee for this, but we want them to use their crossbows. I'll say javelins again, goodness me. So, we've got some great pikes still around. Citadel Guard, maybe even a shield will push from the Citadel Guard. Not so much to actually break through, but just to get really involved in the fight. Just don't know how I feel about this. We're just pecking away at them. We're just feeding them kills, and I don't know if it's really, it's busting them out of place. Actually, that's kind of interesting. It's sort of messing up their formation. How are those veterans down to 85 now? So they've suffered a few casualties. Are those guys slipping out of the wall? They are. That's interesting. By interesting, I mean oh dear. But that's actually quite scary for the for the defenders even. A few of their boys have sort of slipped out that way, but. Oh, we're getting stuck in now. The Gondabad Guard are coming on in to shore this up. Well, there's 6,000 frames left, which I don't really know who that favours. Because I think if the attackers are going to win this, they're going to win it quick, because they've got to just get sort of stuck in. I don't think that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. We've got the pikes pushing forward now. Okay, now the Illuminous Gate Guard have arrived. Which is more pike goodness, but I just worry that if these pikes can't get set up properly, because they're just getting too compact in, which the likes of the Gundabad Guard are going to be wanting to do with them. Yeah, you can see they're sort of getting shunted back. They're not really forming a formation because we just don't have the numbers to do that for them. I'd get the Military Honor Guard in there now. I really would. I just feel this is just an absolute now or never situation. Warns the north, yeah. Because I mean it's messy, which generally is going to benefit the attackers, but the attackers want they want an organised pike exchange, and because of just the density of the defending forces, they're not getting that. And I think the Gundabad Guard are just absolutely bunting the poor Numinous Gate Guard and the Wars of Tir Borthad around. I can't even see the Wars of Tir Borthad to get how many units they have left. Citadel Guard there arrived, that's great to see. Oh, we did get 67. They say they're enjoying that fight, but maybe they finally managed to get set up now. Over here, Gundabad Guard. Is that the general? That is the Angmar general in amongst the Gundabad Guard. It's quite interesting that he's managed to stand back. Oh no, he's getting stuck in now. He's getting stuck in slowly, but that's probably where he wants him. Who's this? Farkin, right? Yeah, that's Farkin. That's probably exactly where Farkin wants his general, just right at the back there, all nice and safe. Axmill Lasanic. It's so rare to see unarmor upgraded Axmill Lasanic. But you see, Ricky Beagle, he just doesn't seem to like armor up his boys too often. Which some people just don't do it, which I kind of get. I do tend to like, larger armies. But when it comes to Gondor, I tend to slap on a good bit of armour across the whole force. Just because it's quite cost effective to do it, I feel. Veterans of Gileath in there. Yep, Kate and the Military Honor Guard have arrived now. And that's going to be tough to deal with. The veterans and enslaved, sorry, not veterans, the berserkers and enslavers are right now, they're just loving this because, and even those fraud from jabs, they're 2 hit points. And quite a good amount of damage from them, armor piercing damage too. I mean, yeah, the cav just can't. Throwing the cav in there now, maybe actually. Because look, we've got friendly forces all the way to here. You could, and you've got them all the way to here. I think it's a little bit crazy, but maybe just shunt them and try and run them here. Because the Foremost Errant Knights, they're not poor quality cavalry unit. They've got some morale in them. I just feel if you push them around right to this side right now, that's only like what, 5 guys that they've got to work their way through. Oh, there's pikes still there though. There's still pikes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would do it now. The announcer really likes the chances. I don't. Am I missing something? The Numinous Gate Guards still seem to be really enjoying this fight. I just feel with those Berserkers and the Enslavers and the Black Wolves, it's just... Yeah. Again, the Gondorian forces seem to think they really, really like this fight. And the Balanced Power is really enjoying it. Okay, maybe I'm just underestimating the Gondorian main line power. Yeah, those Berserkers are really struggling. I know Berserkers are not, say, the absolute top tier of units. Once they've used up their not javelins, throwing axes, they're kind of just decent quality 2 hit point locked morale boys. But yeah, it's I kind of still expect them to do better up against this than they are. Okay, ooh. Okay, that's only 12, but every man counts at this point. What are we at? 94 for 95. So it is damn close. Enslavers, 35 enslavers. Okay, cavalry moving in now. And I think that's... We need to pick a side though, pick a side. Go this way, go this way. Come on, dude. Good. That's exactly what he's doing. Smart dude. The enslavers will take down a guy or two. We just have to make sure we don't break, which we shouldn't. We really shouldn't break. Good, get out. And you need to run. You need to get distance away. Oh, ouch. Jeebers say they're taking a lot of casualties here. 42. I mean, even if they go out with 20 guys, then it's game over. Good. Move though. Move further. Absolutely fantastic. And that's just messed up these lines. Just as these guys are like pushing through, that's just like broken the lines down a bit. This poor guy. The enslavers have had to be broken off. The enslavers have been pulled off the lines to go and chase them down. which if they got a break, which now this is the vibe, just run away, just get away from there, because they've just pulled the enslavers off. Even if the enslavers just chase them away, then that's game over on the front line for Rhudaur. They needed those enslavers there. Some of these berserkers have got their backs to the enemy. I think they're maybe in guard mode right now. I would not want them in guard mode at this point. I think I just want them trying to take 1v1 fights in whatever way that comes out. Good stuff. Okay, Winnow, yep, you've once again, you know, making me eat my words there, good man, with this cav. So there is no like center for him. Sometimes there's center here you can go and capture, but it's not about capturing anything right now. We're killing these guys. We're wiping out the twisted traitors of Rhudaur. So a quick little backstab, even up against those pikes, is a bit scary, but it might be just worth it. Because yeah, everything's... Where are those enslavers going? Did the enslavers had to get... Yeah, they had to get sent back into the lines. They just... Yeah, they had to be done. Are they going to get their lances down? Surely. Good, they are. Pikes have turned around to face them. That wasn't the best charge in the world, was it? You've got to get them out now. But that was a good catch from those... Oh, okay, the pikes did get... The pikes turned around, they sort of stopped the charge, but they suffered for it. But yeah, turn around, get away, and think about doing that again. Is there anything left outside? There is not. There is not anything left outside. Oh, Berserker's coming on in for a bit of a charge there. Oh, that's interesting. It's quite rare to see that helmet on a Gatekeeper. Oh, man went down. Oh, still AP smacks coming into the Northern Honor Guard. That was a veteran that just went down from a fraudulent Jav. Gatekeepers pushing through the lines now. Absolutely brutal with their halberds. This is absolutely... They will very much enjoy this fight. Charging in. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're not going to get a charge off. You're just kind of there as an intimidating presence. And yet, no, that was a admitted defeat. But I think that was the last of his forces that actually broke there from Farkin anyway. But it's always good to just admit defeat. Say if you're going to leave the game, just admit defeat before you do. Even if everything's routed, just in the rare chance that something manages to come back from routing. Yep, just get set up there, one more charge at the back as the Berserkers, or just let the Berserkers fight to the end. But no, I think at this point, Winnow sort of deserves to do the charges. He's suffered for a good bit there, so that's interesting. The announcer gave that out twice. But no, goodness, I didn't see that coming for a bit there. That was yeah, that was unexpected. I really thought the defenders had that. When they pulled back to here, I just wasn't sure. But I'd say maybe I think I was just underestimating the Numinous Gate Guard and a lot of this, because they maybe didn't have many elites left. They got 40 wardens to the north, right? Maybe I didn't see those either actually. But that was damn close, like. So, oh dearie me. Yeah, 97 for 98 there at the end, dearie me. Let's see, what do we have from Winnow actually racked up a lot more kills than I thought he would. What are the actual... Oh wow, there was a lot more Angmarim than I thought. I really thought Angmar was a tiny force, but I guess he had a lot of Angmar Marauders, didn't he? Those poor captains. That was the general's unit, dearie me. They were the guys that just got absolutely rinsed by javelin fire. So he just brought them up to try and keep the morale in check. And it just got them busted. Warrens of Tyr and Gorthad, yeah, doing some good work. And that is even after all of the fire that they took. Absolutely love those guys. Men-at-Arms just doing their thing. Just yeah. Never going to get that many kills from the Men-at-Arms. A lot of Greenway Garrison Spears. That's 4 units of Greenway Garrison Spears he had there. He really just packed on the numbers to just absorb fire and just grind away, which is fair play to him. Sharpshooters, definitely, I don't think they got all their ammunition used up, or they were sort of denied some great shots. We saw a lot of them with their crossbows out even toward the end. Gatekeepers there, yeah, I mean, well, they're happy enough in melee either way. The bandits, yeah, quite nice and cheap anyway. Poor Warhammer's taking a beating. Nice, very nice from that unit of captains, great to see. And then more archers. So you can just, yeah, the huge amount of range power that was brought today. And the lumbermen. And then, yeah, the 2 Green Garrison footmen. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, got a little bit scared just with the amount of range power that was brought by the attackers. You know, with how defensive the final point on Thranduil's halls can be, when you've still got ranged power to try and deal with it, you just can't. So and it was good. I really like that Farkin and Red Knight did end up like pushing out, try and hold on to that outer defensive line with everything they had. That was really cool. And they could have just sort of shrunk back here and dug in a lot earlier, so it was a very fair play from them. But no, that was wild. Cool, so this should be the final Thranduil's Halls fight. But yeah, cool. Thank you guys very much. It'll be yeah, big map to miss, of course. I always like the back side of it here. You never really look at this area, but it's nice. It's really cool. Cool. Anyway, I'll definitely miss it. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.